Welcome to the Pirate Broadcast, where we interview interesting people doing interesting things, where you can expand your connections, your community. Kindness is cool and smiles are free. And let's get this party started. You know, that just makes me happy. I don't know why it makes me happy, but I'm just happy to be here, and I'm just happy to share the Pirate Broadcast with you. And I know that there's so many things going on in the world, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit today. And I just wanted to welcome you, all the gratitude in the world, and thank you for being here. And if you're watching the replay, just let us know if you have any questions. And I just want to extend an invitation for you to follow me on, social media channels, Facebook, the podcast, YouTube, and all that social shenanigans that go on. And let's keep this party going, because we have amazing people like Michelle here today. Michelle, how are you this fine day?
I am fantastic.
Well, I'm so happy that you brought your joy and excitement and enthusiasm to the Pirate Broadcast today. And officially, you're a pirate now, so we can carry on with the shenanigans and have a good time and a good conversation. So, Jimmy Clem introduced us, and hats off to Jimmy. He's out there in the running around in the countryside, making connections with people. And I just wanted to give a hat tip for Jimmy, because he's a longtime friend and acquaintance of both of us. And so thank you for doing that, Jimmy. And then also Michelle is in Colorado. She's up and about. And for those people that don't know you yet in the pirate community, tell us a little bit about you and why you're here and what you're doing today.
I always like to say I was born a poor black child, to my homage to Steve Martin, but I'm a military brat, grew up in the Philippines, moved to America when my dad decided he wanted to retire. And then I married my high school sweetheart. But what brought me here right now was an accident. In 2014, I was one job. I was running political campaigns, and I was in a car accident, and I damaged myself quite well.
Oh.
So I lost 4 areas of my brain: my frontal lobe over my left ear, the back of my head, and my 2 hemispheres disconnected. So basically, I was a vegetable for 18 months. I couldn't walk, talk, move, you name it, couldn't do it.
Wow.
And so that's what brought me here. I lost so much of my past that I couldn't go back to it. And I had to focus on what could I still do. And when I started walking and talking again, I could talk. I was like, maybe it's all that pent up 18 months of not being able to talk. I don't know. But I started talking, and I went, you know what? There's a calling here. If I can't do anything else, I must have to do something with speaking. I must speak. And soon after that, I got on a TEDx and shared a bit of my, how I got hit and how I live my life every day like it's my last day. And I speak to everyone like it's their last day. And it's my motto in life. And I just became an international speaker, just kind of bounced around that way. I went national public radio, and I just started speaking. And that's how I am here. And then when I thought, well, that's it, I'm just speaking, I'm going to do speaking and inspire people, I found out I had breast cancer. And I'm like, okay, universe, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. What else am I supposed to be doing? Oh, you're supposed to coach people through this mentality that, no matter how many times you get knocked down, you get back up. And that's what I do now. So I'm a speaker and I'm a coach.
Fantastic. And it seems, at least for myself and my experience, is that, having those moments in those dark times where you're thinking, what do I do now? What is it that I have to do to accomplish today? Go through the process of just being here and being allowed to be, because, both of those incidents could have easily gone a different route, right?
Seriously, ended me, yes.
Yeah. And the reality is that every day is a gift. I mean, we won the lottery by being born, and it's like the chance of being born is extreme already, and the chance of living it and surviving it is on top of that. And so when you coach people, I notice there's a lot of people that, if you get in a victim mentality and you get in a depression mode where you're thinking, why is this happening to me? Why me, world? It's really difficult to shift your focus and get out of that sometimes. And so do you help people see a different light at the end of the tunnel?
That's exactly what I do, is I help them maneuver their brain. The thing is our brains are the most complex, most amazing machines ever. All we need to do is see how they're programmed. And when you get into that why is me mentality, you just simply, I say simply very easily, but it's not simple at all. You have to reflect back into things in your past that your brain has seen you succeed at that equates to it in some level. So let's say you're afraid of heights as an adult. Go back to when you were a child and you're only 2 feet tall, right? And you do, wait a minute, I went up on a slide and that was really tall. And then I went on to the high dive and dove, that was really tall. So in perspective, I'm not afraid of heights. So what made me afraid of this point? And then you just reflect back and you work backwards on why, and then you bring it back and your brain does, oh, wait a minute, maybe you're not afraid of heights. You're just not sure of this one. And that's how I work through the coaching. It's basically resetting your brain to what it can and cannot, what you can and cannot do. Yeah.
And I think a lot of people lose focus of what it is they are capable of. Confidence and fear have a relationship. And I think that there's, a lot of people fear to take initiative. They fear to move forward. They fear to see the opportunities. And then they get stuck in their mindset and their mentality of, I can't do that.
Yep.
So what are some tactical or some practical methods that we can use in our own mind? Because our mind is not us. We have the opportunity to tell ourselves whatever we want to tell ourselves, and the mind just sees it as information that's going through. It's there, and at least for myself anyway. And it's like, I can say I'm going to have a good day, and I typically do. Or I can wake up and say, I'm going to have a bad day, and I typically do. So what are some practical suggestions that we can use in order to accomplish our goal of being positive and seeing opportunity?
Okay, the number one thing I want you to have in your head is think of the universe as a genie and you are Aladdin. Whatever you put out, it says, as you wish. So if you wake up and you see the sunshine, you say, this is a great day. Great, you're going to have a great day. But if you wake up and you see a rainy day, you do, oh, it's going to be a terrible day. It's going to be a terrible day because the universe says, as you wish. So it doesn't matter what you say outwardly in your head. If you believe bad things are going to happen to you, bad things will come to you. Just in science, we were told, positive and negative attract, opposites attract. In the real world of being out there, the more you focus on something, the more you see it. So like it's when you buy a brand new car, a new car, you buy, I'm going to get this car because no one has a white Mustang or whatever you want to get. I can tell you, once you get that white car, everywhere. Right. So that's kind of like the idea of what you focus on is what you bring to you. So if you keep positive mindset, you keep thinking of positive things, more positive will come to you. So even if bad things come up, you do, wait, I'll see the lightness. Let me find the one good positive lesson. Like, okay, when you focus on that, more good will come instead of more negative. The second thing I want you to have in your brain is the woman that saves my life. One day, I hope to have her on my podcast, and I hope I can meet her in person. Byron Katie, The Work. So when Byron Katie, Byron Katie, she saved me in my brain injury, because when I was trapped in my head for 18 months, I had full conversations with myself. Myself, and I. The most terrifying place to be is to not be able to communicate or move, but have everything in your head tell you, yeah, you lost your voice because you're stupid. You lost this because you're not supposed to be out there. Why don't you just kill yourself? I mean, that's the kind of voices that were going heavy in my head. So I understand I'm in a bad place. How do I get myself out of the spiral? The spiral with me was The Work by Byron Katie. I always use the 4 main questions. She has multiple other questions, but the 4 worked for me. The first one is, how do you feel? Now you got me all confused. Can you say it's true? So when my voice said, be dead. Can I say that's true? Well, at the moment, yes, I can say it's true. And the second question is, can you always say that's true? Well, no, because, I think I'm a pretty decent mom and I'm a decent wife. No, I shouldn't always be gone. And then the third is, how do you feel when you feel that thought? Well, I feel miserable and I don't want to feel that way. So the fourth question is, what would you be without that thought? I would be happy. And I would do, then why should I even think that thought? And so I do that very quickly. So if you're out there listening, look up The Work by Byron Katie. It works for every argument. It works for every time you're upset with someone. It works whenever you're questioning your abilities. It's magical.
That sounds like something that we could all use as a tool in today's environment. We have a lot of things going on in the world that are not necessarily positive. And I think it's a small, in the big picture. I know the news would like us to believe that there's, it's the end of the world, and the pandemic is going to kill us all, and the friction and the race and the protesting is just completely out of control. And I think overall, as humanity goes, we're innately open to the idea of a positive outcome. We're not necessarily drawn to the negative outcome. I know there are people out there that's all they see is the woe is me. I'm a victim. It's never going to work. And we should just all just come to an end. And it's unfortunate that that's true. However, I think there are so many people out there that are working to put out the positive, put out some things. And so as a culture and humanity itself, it's like, I think we need to stop and pause, and maybe the Byron Katie strategy could work. What are your thoughts about that?
I do believe it would work. I mean, if everyone always ran those questions in their head before they reacted, you wouldn't have the knee-jerk reactions. And that way, it stops a lot of the panic attack in your brain, because your brain will naturally see the worst case scenario. And what we have to do as humans is wait a minute, let's back this up. Is that true? Yeah. Can you always say that's true? How do you feel when you think that? Now, how will you feel when you don't think that? I mean, just put that in any crazy scenario that's happening right now.
Right.
And it stops it, because you can't say it is always true in every case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did a post last night, and it was just kind of a solemn rant. It wasn't even a rant. It was just some conversations with myself. And it's just this observation that is like, okay, over the weekend, we launched astronauts from human beings from U.S. soil into the International Space Station again, first time in 9 years. And I just think it's mind-boggling that a private entrepreneur who had a vision and an idea assembled a team of people and brought together technology that allowed this to take place, allowed cargo to be shipped to the International Station, tested these things, and created reusable rockets. And the news barely gave it a shout. And it's like, and I was so mental. Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, we have an opportunity here to celebrate some wins in a very challenging time. And I would love to take the focus off some bad players that did some very terrible things in an instance, and and I'm not going to claim to know everything about, what the pain that everybody goes through. However, I do know that most pain that we have in our lives is temporary. And if we focus on the pain, it shows up more. And so if we focus on the positive, it shows up more. And it's a simple equation. And I just think we should probably think about how we can see more positive in the world. So.
Exactly. I like to say, see the positive in the possibilities, or see the possibilities. Yeah. Because if you break down the word possibilities, posi means, positive. But if you focus on the negative, you're removing any possibilities. And so I'm not asking all of you out there to listening that, be happy, joy about everything you do. No, I'm saying keep your mind open for the possibilities and then focus on the positive one, even how remotely crazy it might be. Focus on that positive one and better things will happen. And that's really what my message is today is be open-minded and don't generalize and don't. Why would you want to feel this way? So let's help make it a better place by finding the good and expanding on the good. So like when that space station, when they went up to the space station, it's an international space station.
Yeah.
That is proof alone that we do get along. Okay. We're going up to space and we're collaborating. People who make spaceships, entrepreneurs that make spaceships, don't focus on negativity, or they would say, nope, can't afford that. It's probably going to blow. They wouldn't have done
it will never work.
Yeah. Well, those people are going to start, they're going to stab each other up in space because they're never going to get along that long. No, they don't focus on that kind of thing. They do, what can we do together?
Yeah.
When they get up there, we're going to do this and we're going to do this. And one day they're dreamers. And yes, sometimes dreamers sound kind of crazy because we dream big.
Yeah.
But guess what? Star Trek used to be a TV show people laughed at. Now we're walking around with cell phones smaller than their little transporter. Their little. We're doing it.
We're doing it.
So let the dreamers dream and join them in the dream, because together we're making it happen.
I want to highlight, Michelle, a few dreamers here in the room. I know David Mumford is Good Morning Pirates. He's out there making it better for the world. Gabriel, I love Michelle, love her Facebook page. So Gabriel's out there. I've been dying to reach out to Michelle. I want her on. He wants you on Made from Scratch. He does a show.
Did you not reach out to me? Did I not see your message?
Yeah, reach out again. Right now would be a good time, Gabriel. I'm just saying. So this is so amazing. I can relate to a lot of this. Angie says, good morning, everyone. Thank you for being a pirate. And then David Munford, good morning. Jimmy Clem, the man, the myth, the legend. There you are. Yeehaw. So I just want to make sure that everybody else there, Steve Sullivan's in the room. I can relate to Michelle. Thank you for sharing. There are a lot of people out here that, and then this is JD, all the pirate community. If you don't really appreciate the community that you're running with, build your own community. We all, with the technology and the tech, you're a podcaster, right? You have the ability and the opportunity to pick up a microphone, talk to whoever you want, talk whenever you want. And, speaking right now is probably a challenge for you. So doing virtual and doing events like this and, getting your voice heard and sharing your thoughts and communicating some new ideas or some fresh ideas or some positive ideas is a good thing. So what do you see in the future here? I mean, I know that we're going to share some positivity and we're going to continue to grow this idea that we can do this. We can stay positive. And it's not the majority, it's the minority that are disappointed and unhappy constantly. And if we believe that and we know we can share that over and over again, what tools can we use? I mean, podcasting, speaking, what are some other thoughts that you have, out in the world today that you've seen or are excited about?
Well, something very simple we can all do. I mean, and it doesn't cost any money. Instead of just liking something positive like the Pirate Pod broadcast, share it. I mean, that's the thing. We need to spread this positivity. We need to spread this mentality that there is hope in the future. And it's great that we watch it. Oh, I like that. That's really good. It should be, I like it, and share it to your friends and say, this is what we need to be focusing on in our world. Just start. You have to put something in the message before you send it and share it, okay? And then that way, people will see it. It comes up higher up on the thread, and we can spread this positivity and this mindset of, yes, we can together, and then grow this community, because there are a lot of us, and we're all segmented out.
Yeah.
Be able to share and integrate. That's why when Jimmy told me to connect with you, I was watching you for a bit when I need to connect with him. We need to share because that's what we need. We need to take over so much that people stop watching the news. They stop watching the narrative that is making them think another way. Let's focus on real people talking, not one person making a decision on what we're really seeing and hearing, and letting us all. We're pirates. I even have my puffy shirt on today, for goodness sakes.
Well, you are the media. You, Michelle, are the media. You have the opportunity and the ability to broadcast your message, your thoughts, your positive influence into the world. And I think if more people believed that and took initiative, and a lot of people are. I mean, I see so many people.
A lot of us.
It's probably because that's what I'm focused on. That's what I always see, right?
Exactly.
And I know that that's not the case. There's probably a minority of people that are turning the camera on and broadcasting. However, I think it's amazing time in history that we get the chance and the opportunity to speak our truth and share that with the world and put something out that's positive. And I just applaud anyone that wants to do that. And I'm happy to help initiate that, or, at least encourage you and support you in that initiative. So if you're out there and you're thinking about it, stop thinking about it. Just start.
Yeah, that's my thought is if it comes across your mind, go do it.
Yeah.
If it's not harming them.
What's the worst thing that can happen is you can stop doing it, right?
That's how I came up with my podcast. I didn't even have a name. I just put it in. So I'm talking to people. We need to get better mentality out there. And that's how I started my podcast. And next thing I know, I'm doing videos and all sorts of things like you. I'm like, wow, that happened. That escalated very quickly. It must be needed.
So tell people about your podcast. Talk to us about that. So we can kind of appreciate and understand what's Michelle talking about over there?
Well, my podcast is called MentalShift. I had to put it as in one word, MentalShift, because I talk to people ordinary people who have had a shift in their mindset that went from one place and then went, you know what? Shift. I want to do this. I want to make a difference. And I interview them about what shifted them and what bravery helped them keep moving forward. Because what I found with a lot of people is what they feared the most is where they ended up being. And that's part of my coaching. It's like, well, really? Because that's it. We fear what we really should be walking towards because it's so scary, because we fear our greatness once we get there. And so we avoid it because we're like, no, this is safe. I don't want to go there. But once we step past that threshold through fear, it becomes where we truly are supposed to be. It's beautiful.
Yeah. That's beautiful. And thank you for putting it out there, because there's so many people that they get stuck in the wonder stage.
Yeah.
And I wonder what, I wonder if, I wonder how. And here's what I've discovered along my journey. And, I have a fear of gravity, because after falling 3 stories and 2 years in rehab and reconstructive surgery and everything else that goes along with that, it's really, you have a challenge around gravity. It's like, and it's this thing that it's not that I have to, I can still climb stairs and everything else. It's not inhibiting my life. And I just feel that there are a lot of people that, they're afraid of starting. And what starting does for us is gives us feedback, and it gives us information back that we can use to improve ourselves, improve what we're doing, improve how we're doing it. Life is an instrument. We have to practice it in order to improve on it, right?
Yes. I wrote a whole book about, it's not luck. Overcome yourself is basically what my book is all about. And I have a fear of not living, because right now I'm in a cancer journey. So remember, I told you I had breast cancer. I'm still in my cancer journey. And so my thought is, if I die today, will I regret anything? And my regret back then was, I haven't lived enough. I was too afraid to live. And so now I live life full force, and I don't stop, because I will not be on my deathbed doing, I wish I had.
Yeah.
Now I do. What else can I do? What else can I do? And that's what you asked me this morning. How was your dad? I woke up. It's a fabulous day.
Yeah. Every day's a gift.
Yeah,
that's what I look at it. How can I make a positive impact today?
Yeah.
So that's really what it's about. And there's times where I don't want to sleep because there's too much that I want to accomplish. And it's really challenging to, you have to pace yourself. It's a marathon, hopefully it's a marathon. So it's like, it's like we have to do things that we have to do, and really putting things out there, helping people put things out there, and share and overcome the negative with the positive information. And it's almost like this challenging moment where you have to just shut it out, put it out there, and make sure that it's continuing to reach people in a positive way. So where can people reach you? How do people find you, and what's the best way to track you down, Michelle?
You can track me down anywhere. My name is on all social media, but the best way to find me is my website, which is my name, MichelleMras.com. And if you can't remember, it's Michelle, I'm full of hell, Hell, Mras, Mr. Az. So MichelleMrAz.com. And all my links are there, so you can find me. You can message me, and I answer. And I apologize to Gabriel, because if you've written me, I did not see you. But yeah, it's just, think of this, people. This is something I want to leave you all with. If we woke up as we were born and we were always afraid to walk because we were afraid of falling down, we would be a world of crawlers, right?
Yeah.
And as we learn to walk and run, do you realize all we're doing is perpetually falling? Yeah. Every time we put a foot in front of another foot, we're stopping ourselves from falling. So try walking without putting your foot in front of the other. You will fall. We are constantly falling and getting back up. Just realize you are always succeeding as long as you're moving forward.
Yeah. Keep the momentum going.
And remember, momentum doesn't mean speed. It means movement.
No, it just means movement.
Yes.
Doesn't matter how fast you're going, as long as you're moving forward, right?
Yes. Just don't fall backwards. Fall forward.
Don't fall backwards. Well, I'm so excited for the opportunities that, even though we're going through some very challenging times, there's a lot of opportunity that I see out there. There's a lot of things that, sometimes the worst times bring out the best in people.
Always.
And as any tragedy or any circumstance can attest to, is there will be heroes, and look for the helpers. As Mr. Rogers is saying, look for the helpers. Look for the people out there that are doing the quiet work that matters, and make sure that you appreciate and applaud those individuals that are doing the work. The caregivers, the hospitals, the frontline people, the first responders, the grocery store workers, people that are out there serving and supporting the community. Don't forget that, you have an opportunity to go out there and support people doing common work and doing it well. So don't forget that we all need to work together for a positive outcome. So Thank you so much for Michelle for being here. And as you know, kindness is cool. And smiles are free. And you enjoy the day.
You too. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for joining the Pirate Broadcast. If you found this content valuable, please like, comment, and share it across your social media channels. I would love the opportunity to help others grow in their business. The Pirate Syndicate is a platform where you show up, we produce the show. It's that easy. If you want to be seen, be heard, and be talked about, join the Pirate Syndicate today.
That was fun.
Thanks, everyone.